What up? All right, let's pull up game day. Let's do it. Hold up. What are we doing here? What are we doing, computer? All right, let's send it, guys. Another Saturday. Last night was wild with that Kansas State shit. That shit was nuts. I have to turn that down a bit.
Chipotle's carne asada is back. It's our most tender cuts of steak, grilled and seasoned with cumin, oregano, and coriander. Finished with fresh lime and hand-chopped cilantro.
Get the fuck out of here.
This is our best steak ever.
Natural fit, room for your toes. Stay comfortable. Stay out there. If the shoe fits, right?
There's no place like your home because you made it so at RC Willey. Come shop our dreamy mattress department.
I'd like to thank our friends at Wheels Up and Delta Airlines for securing our guest picker each week, the Baker Mayfield.
What? Baker Mayfield's guest picker? No way.
Is absolutely insane. Yeah, more human sometimes. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear Road Tested. Game ready. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear is more driven. Yeah, I'm just getting emotional thinking about it. Ben's beautiful dog. Yeah, I met your dog. Oh, she's actually gonna bring our dog. Yeah. Okay, yeah, Baker did. College football playoff national championship trophy is presented by Dr. Pepper. Winner of this game today is going to have a great opportunity to continue to pursue of that trophy, all in the ride, the lights, all of the attractions here at the State Fair.
Why the fuck do those kids have masks on? God damn. Drop it.
I'm here with our guest picker for today. Thank you so much for being here, Baker.
Appreciate you having me.
Wow. So, okay, you're from Texas. So, have you been to the fair before?
Little nervous with Oklahoma on the road. Yeah, I wouldn't be. I'd be nervous laying the points with Texas.
Okay, so forget about practice. What's your favorite the chocolate drizzle? Wow.
Yeah, Vic, dude, I agree, man. I agree. I got screwed last night by Kansas State too. I had a pretty big teaser. Every week, like just on my own, I usually do like one big 4-leg teaser for fun, and I needed Kansas State to cover like +2 or something, basically win the game, and unbelievable. I'm so pissed. I had a pretty big teaser.
So, you got to win that golden
Every week, like just on my own, I usually do like one big 4-leg teaser for fun, and I needed Kansas State to cover like +2. Yo, what are they doing at this? The music and the audio for game day right now is like messed up. They need a more sensitive mic for Baker. I can't even hear what he's saying.
Jess, thank you. You saw back there, Baker's well remembered. There are some people who still think he's number one. That's that guy in the background. I mean, having a year, by the way. Having a year. Yes, he is. He's playing great. Oh, here we go. Oh, there you go.
I don't know about Texas money line. I probably wouldn't touch it, man. The whole entire world is on Texas, I feel like. They've looked good, but I don't think Alabama's good at all, and I think we're giving Texas too much credit for the Bama win.
Wonder what that signals for. As soon as college game day is over, LSU and Missouri, Bayou Bengals coming off that wild loss to Ole Miss. Now an early kick as an undefeated Missouri team. LSU's lost up there before. Missouri can sort of announce itself and send LSU into a spiral in the SEC West. Maybe Mizzou could be a challenger to Georgia. Brady Cook has thrown 348 passes 700 yards of offense for Ole Miss. Let me show you some of the things I noticed in LSU's defense. Brian Kelly must say, oh my God, I forgot my defense back in Baton Rouge. This is man-to-man. You're talking about crossing routes. Really simple, right? Watch number 5, Terrence Welch and Andre Sam, number 14, running to each other. Easy pitch and catch. This happened more than once in that game. Linebacker Greg Finn scrapes over the over the top, whips on the tackle, but look at number 26. Ashton snaps 12 yards away. He kind of just jogs himself out of the play. Now, at this point, fourth quarter, LSU is up, right, by 2 points.
That game was crazy.
30-yard line. Watch LSU's defensive line. They lined up literally 2 yards away from the ball. The linebackers, they can't get set, and they get gashed by the running game. Now,
Yeah, Andrew, I did mention UCLA too. I mean, the line doesn't make sense, but sometimes you just gotta read between the lines, I guess. Yeah, UCLA will probably cover, unless Vegas is gonna get wrecked today.
this is not who they are as a defense. They go out there and give it to Missouri's offense.
Yeah, I agree, Vic. I didn't touch the Oklahoma game either. I have no action on the Oklahoma game, but I'm on Oklahoma if I have to bet it.
LSU prides themselves. Talk to any of their alums. They win the game. They'd rather win 10-6 than 44-41 because they love defense, and that had to destroy this team's.
Dang, it's chilly out there. 54 degrees. Jeez.
Cook can score. The question to me in this whole game is, can Brady Cook score with Jaden Daniels? Because Jaden Daniels is going to get this LSU team to 40 points. We know that. But we're going to find out. We don't know how good Missouri is yet, Pat. We like what we see from Cook and Burden, but
This game's tricky too.
I just don't know if they can outscore
LSU, Missouri.
Daniels, Malik Neighbors, and Brian Thomas.
Agree, and Mizzou's undefeated, obviously, and it feels like LSU is gettable. I think that's what people are thinking, especially whenever you watch film that looks so out of character for that LSU defense, to your point. But what Jaden Daniels, Neighbors, and Thomas are doing on offense is hanging numbers. And Mizzou's defense gets up 260 passing yards a game. It feels like LSU's strength is taking on Mizzou's weakness, and I think LSU's defense is going to answer. I assume there was some rough conversations.
Yeah, you would have to think it was a. I mean, you have to think LSU's defense has got to at least show some effort. They have to.
I would play cover 2, cover 3, as base as you can be, and put number 4 on the edge and just run as fast as you can to the quarterback. He's arguably the best. He's simple enough. He could be the best pass rusher in college football, and he's
nowhere to be found.
He's floating around.
Just lost in everything.
I know you want to play off ball in the NFL, but right now you're going to play on the edge.
Yeah.
See that guy gets a snap, attack.
And they pay them a lot of money.
Yeah.
Guys that can tackle quarterbacks. A lot of money. Not a lot of people can do it.
Steve, we got to finish up the fridge here.
Yeah, finishing up the fridge. Iowa State came to Norman last week. They forgot the game was 60 minutes. They only played 30, scored 10. We get first half. Rocco Beck, 5 touchdown passes last 2 games. Iowa State at home. Reese, I know you had him
I agree with that. I agree with that. TCU is so unbelievably bad.
just like LSU's defense, man.
I would take the points with Iowa State.
Keep talking about how LSU's going to react. Ole Miss has to follow that up today. They play Arkansas. Arkansas is plummeting. There's Dylan Gabriel. He's a lefty. He's a left-handed quarterback from Hawaii. Dylan didn't get to play in this game last year. The Oklahoma offense obviously suffered for it. There is Quinn Ewers. What a season he's had so far. Good-looking lad. Hair's tight. Body's tight. Down about 18. Looking good. Cut the mullet. Yep. Hair's gone. But you know what? Ready to rock and roll.
I can't wait to watch this game. This Texas-Oklahoma game is going to be fun to watch.
We got some award winners, y'all. This is elite crab bites.
What's this here?
This is some funnel cake fries, and this is our specialty. This is fried bread pudding.
Oh, man.
I know.
What else on here? Let's get in this.
Oh, on that one, you guys, that's the biscuit brisket.
Take 2 steaks, right?
Bacon.
Oh my God.
Look at them over there like the Flintstones.
Feeling like a barbarian right now.
Wow.
Fried bread pudding is.
What a life. What a life.
Those new tiles are falling right into place.
All right, let me pull up the slate here. Let's look at the line movement right now. LSU has to cover. Hold on, let me catch up to your guys' comments. LSU has to cover. Man, cover is an interesting word. Win the game? God, I find it hard to believe LSU is going to lose 3 games, but I mean, Missouri knocked off Kansas State at home, but they kind of I mean, they made a huge field goal to win the game, and Kansas State, their quarterback was hurt, but he sucks. We saw Kansas State last night, so I think Missouri's getting too much credit for the Kansas State upset win. Like, Kansas State's obviously not a good team, so how impressive was that? And I don't know, it seems like the tide's kind of turning on LSU. A lot of people are against LSU right now, you know. They like to hate on LSU right now, and I don't know. You could see an inspired effort from LSU. LSU could go in there and win by 13, cover the spread. I don't know. It's hard to back a team that has shown zero defensive effort. It's just hard. It's just hard because it might feel good initially, and then when your bet loses, you're like, why the fuck did I do that? That's so dumb. Like, why did I put my money on LSU? I just watched them multiple weeks in a row of no defense. Maryland will cover. Yeah, I mean, 19.5 is a huge number. Ohio State, they don't really run away from anybody, but at the same time, Ohio State, man, they're looking for a statement win, right? I think their coach was pretty fired up at the end of that Notre Dame game. So Ohio State, I don't know. They might be their mindset might really be in like, let's show everyone that we're the best team in the country type of a mindset, and that can be dangerous at home. I've watched quite a bit of Maryland football this year. I don't like Tua's younger brother, Baby Tua. Yeah, I don't like him. I think he could throw a lot of picks today at Ohio State. I think this Maryland offense that's looked so good this year, they could really struggle today. I could see Maryland getting absolutely just ravished, but 19.5 is a huge number. If I had to bet the game, if I was absolutely forced to bet the game, I think I'd probably take the points with Maryland. I'd probably have to take the points with Maryland. Oh, wow. Speaking of the Maryland-Ohio State game, the spread is not 19.5. It's dropped significantly more. It's down to 17.5. The money is split, though. It's not like there's a heavy edge on the money. Most of the money against the spread is on Ohio State, but a little bit more of the percentage of bets against the spread is on Maryland. So basically what that means is, out of every 10 people that bet the game, more of those people are betting on Maryland. But the people that are betting the bigger wagers are taking Ohio State. But I mean, the spread's dropped 2 whole points. That's pretty big.
Back here at the State Fair of Texas, downtown Dallas, Fair Park. It's been the home of the Red River rivalry for nearly 100 years. Both teams have arrived. Texas and Oklahoma kickoff shortly after noon on ABC. College Gameday will take you right up to the kickoff. And look at Kirk Herbstreit.
Yeah, I'd be nervous too, man. I'd be nervous too with Missouri. I'd be nervous. LSU has the firepower to kill anybody.
He has been for years. He just hasn't announced it just quite yet. Between the hedges, Kentucky's played the second easiest schedule in the Power 5. Well, it's not going to be easy anymore, but they're going in to see.
There's a trap game too. I think a lot of people are taking Kentucky.
They have covered the last
A lot of
4.
people.
Each of the last 3 years, Kentucky has controlled the ball on long drives, all of them over 10 minutes against Georgia. Okay, one time they didn't score, but the point is they've been able to shorten the game. And here comes Ray Davis off of that 280-yard game, but now they face a rush defense in Georgia that ranks 9th.
This would be a very interesting game. Very interesting.
Have a bigger challenge than anticipated, even with their superstar receiver.
Brock Bowers, everybody know that name.
There's Bowers. Angles to the pylon, touchdown, Brock Bowers.
You have to know where he at every time because he's gonna make a play out of something. He's a
very difficult matchup for any linebacker. Heck, he's hard for a DB to cover because he can run.
Once he gets the ball in his hands, he doesn't go down.
He's any quarterback's best friend.
The Martin airplane against Carson.
I think that's going to be a tough game for Kentucky.
I would say that
I think it's going to be tough.
getting better every week, so we all got to take the Carson.
Ray Davis all day. Ray, look at him go.
Got to get the ball in his hands, and he's going to make something special happen.
He'll punish him carefully because he can make him miss. They probably just knows on the run. We'll try to stop him around, so he'll get fast times. It's like David and Goliath, two warriors going at it. It's everything that you want college football to be.
Davis grabbed some headlines, but low-key, Georgia appears to not have a problem at quarterback in the very least, Kurt, not anymore.
Exactly. Georgia, one of these teams, new coordinator, new quarterback, back-to-back national championships, some new receivers, just a lot of new pieces. So it's taken a little bit of time. I think last week is the best thing that could have happened to Georgia and Carson Beck. Getting tested, conference game, tough environment in Jordan-Hare, and their young quarterback grew up, in my opinion, in a big way. This is late in the game, in a tie game.
That was a tough game, too. I mean, Auburn's, they got a good coach, good talent. I think Kentucky is pretty overrated. 14.5 is a big spread, but God, I wanna go with Georgia, even with the big number.
Tough throw to make. Again, remember, all these throws are in the fourth quarter. Game on the line. Inside leverage, because you don't get a reroute at the bottom, this safety has to stay deep to respect that. What that does, opens up, of all people, Brock Bowers late in the game to be able to give themselves a chance to get into field goal range. And this is, I think, something that ultimately cost Auburn the game. A little switch release affects the communication by this defense. Nobody runs. How do you not run with Bowers late in the game? And this is what he can do after making a catch. So this will be different today against Kentucky. I just think the experience for Carson Beck, the maturity going through that, really allows him, in my opinion,
I agree with
to
that.
take that next step. He's going to get tested today by this Kentucky defense.
Yeah, and I think Brock Bowers is obviously a great weapon for Carson Beck to kind of
Yeah.
get used to college football with. What an outlet to have to tell you that. Now, on the other side, Stoopsy and the boys of Kentucky, they pound the rock. We had a little conversation about it there a second ago with the video. He went for 280 yards against Florida on the ground last week. 189 of them after contact. And this is kind of the grit of that Kentucky football team. Here's some film on Ray Davis, but it's not just him. It's also great play design and great execution. Here's a typical tight end Connor, okay? Gonna pull while they run a little duo on the left. Boom, bang, pow, angles, Ray Davis. Now you gotta make one miss. That's all you gotta do. He does. Ray Davis has explosive plays. He has great linemen, and they know that he's a weapon, so they're gonna set him up to do it. Here's typical duo. Goes stand to the right, then he bounces back to the left. Everybody is giving Ray Davis an ass to run behind, and that is all you're looking for. And he finds a big, gaping hole. Now they know that this is their offense. They're not scared to go into 13 personnel.
Florida was so bad in that game, though. That was just a really bad effort from Florida. I think that Kentucky win is blown out of proportion. I don't think that was that good.
That's the type of offense that can get you a big-time upset. And it's
Kentucky's solid, but to jump to 20th in the country,
Right. They're going to have a problem matching
no way.
up with Brock Bowers because he's just one of the best receivers. He's not a tight end. He's a receiver in the country. But they have a linebacker from Georgia named Trevin Wallace. Now, Trevin's been clocked at 22 miles per hour by GPS. That's like receiver-like speed. So watch out for that matchup. How are they going to defend Brock Bowers? Watch out for Trevin on him. And then Deion Walker, the defensive tackle, number 0, 6'6", 300 pounds. Very agile, like a freak of nature. He can drop back in coverage. Watch number 0, too, for Kentucky's defense.
It's prime time in ESPN tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern time. Athletic trivia question, Steve, and guesses. You think you got us? There's 4 teams all-time that have a winning record against Texas, Oklahoma. I gave you 2, Notre Dame and that USC. Who are the other 2?
Wow, his picks are really good today.
Georgia, and then I'm going to go way off the radar.
His picks are really good.
Old school.
Oklahoma, Notre Dame, and Iowa State. It's probably 3 for 3.
I'm going to say,
Probably.
That's where he gets his
I'm going to
information.
say, like, University of Chicago. No. Okay, that's it.
That would have been awesome. Could you imagine you pulled that one out?
Good job not getting one right there, just to kind of keep us all.
Oh, no, look, I was over 2.
right, what do you got?
The answer is BYU and Northwestern.
BYU and Northwestern.
BYU and Northwestern.
Wow. What? Wait, how many games? Never would have guessed that.
Oklahoma's 0-2 against BYU, 1-3 against Northwestern. Texas 1-4 versus BYU, 0-1 versus Northwestern.
Okay. All right.
Yes. It is happening.
The signs are out. The showdown. And the great Matthew McConaughey has joined us on the Game Day set, Minister of Culture at the University of Texas. Matthew, great to see you, my friend. Good to see you. See you, buddy. How we doing? This atmosphere, you've grown up in this. What's your first experience with the State Fair and with Texas, Oklahoma?
Oh, that'd be probably 1989 when I was at school at University of Texas.
What do you remember of that?
The split.
Oh my God! Did you hear that? Wow.
The rivalry, the good old-fashioned hate. It's healthy for the game.
It's gonna be a sick game. It's gonna be awesome.
This game on both schedules is our own championship game.
Yeah.
No matter what. And it's game 5.
Yep.
Thankfully, we're here now undefeated. It's been 12 years. Both teams undefeated. Bring your best. That shot's coming in, so it means more this year.
Yep.
Thank goodness. Let's get it on.
Okay, so it does mean more this year, it feels like. And this place has been awesome. A lot of these people have been boozing for a long time out here in McConaughey. You know, these guys have been getting after it, getting ready to get into this Cotton Bowl. My question for you is, it feels different this year with Texas, I feel like. You're the minister of culture. What is the vibes like around a football team potentially being one that can make it to the college football playoff race?
Right. So, talent and belief, focus and intent. This team, we've got talent. They've been under Sarkisian now. This is his team. Okay? It is different this year. Notice this, we've been kind of quiet.
Yeah.
Texas has been kind of quiet.
Ugh.
We're not taking any shots anymore. We're on a mission to go where we need to go.
Feels like
Is
that.
OU in the way? Damn right they are. Do we need, is this a championship game we need to have and win to get where we want to go? You damn right it is. We see this as a huge game, but this is on the mission that we're on. So I'm saying talent, belief, focus, and intent. It's different this year. We're going to see it happen.
I think a big question is
Oklahoma for the win.
bigger belt buckle today, you or Pat?
Sorry guys, just catching up to your comments. Kansas injuries? Yeah, you know what? I was looking at the Kansas game. Based on UCF being favorite, I think the quarterback for Kansas is going to be Bean. I don't think it's going to be Daniels. They can still win. They can still win with Bean, but I don't think I can take Kansas with Bean. If Daniels plays for Kansas, then I like Kansas. NC State game, no idea, man. I wouldn't trust NC State with any type of money. I don't even know who they're playing today. What's up, man? Any last-minute picks? Yeah, once we get towards the end of College Game Day here, closer to like 11:30 when they start doing picks, I'm gonna give you my opinion on everything. I'd probably look at Arizona State plus 3.5 over Colorado right now if you want a pick. I'll look at Oklahoma in this game. And you can check out my official picks. I have a video up with seven official predictions. It's right here on YouTube. Check it out.
But once again, did we talk a lot? No, we did not. We're focusing on ourselves and we're focusing on each other because we got a mission where we're going.
Hey, down at that Alabama game, we got to watch football together a little bit. And about 4 feet in front of us, Xavier Worthy catches a deep ball.
You guys were right there.
4 feet in front of us. And he like manifested it as well. Boom, and then we...
Let's get a little deja vu on that today.
So, but when yours hits that night against Alabama. Hasn't been as accurate with the deep balls. Are we going to see some more explosive plays from Quinn this week, you think?
I think we're going to see some more explosive plays, but we also, it's not all about the explosive play for us. Let's let Brooks run that rock. Let's loosen him up on the inside pound, and we have the best offensive line we've had in a while. Let's give the running back the rock. We don't need to be all explosive plays to win this game. I plan on having some, but that's not going to be the key.
Real quick, he wears tank tops. That's his uniform. Yeah. That's your game uniform. Why is that your uniform every game?
This the uniform every game?
Yeah.
Well, it is. Look,
You get the
Texas
hat.
gentlemen, hook 'em. Texas gentlemen. Badasses with character.
Thank you. Always a pleasure, my friend. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all for having me.
Don't forget, his debut picture book, Just Because, is available. Best-selling author to
Debut picture book, man, it is so easy to make money when you're a celebrity. You can make a fucking picture book and people will buy it. A fucking picture book? Get the fuck out of here.
I'm here with Steve and the Boss. The Boss, thank you so much for being here with us. Now, you played in the Red River rivalry before, so what's it like?
There's not another venue in college football that's like this. Half the stadium burnt orange.
Arkansas was so bad last week and looked pretty good. Yeah, I'd take Arkansas today. I'd take him, Andrew. I'd take Arkansas plus 11.5. I'd take the points.
But as a player, I was an Oklahoma kid, born in Oklahoma, held hostage in Texas, and all I wanted to do was to be
If I had to pick one of the 7, which one would I choose? I wouldn't. That's why I have 7. It's hard to find a lock in this sport, in this industry. That's why I put out 7 picks and try to win 5 or 6 of the 7. I'd just split your money evenly across those 7. I've been profitable in college football every single week this year. We're sitting at 21-12. You can see the whiteboard behind me this year on official picks. So if you take all 7, should have a pretty good day. Or how many it is. I don't know if it's 7 picks. I think I put out 7 this week. Maybe it was more.
the team that makes the least amount of mistakes and capitalizes on red zone. Don't give
Be right back. I gotta go grab something.
just don't let the moment get too big. I understand all of the stuff that's happening on the outside, but at the end of the day, it's football. Go play football and be a good football player.
That part, thank you so much for being here. The guys are already making their way into the stadium. There's so much more coming up next.
Duncan's very advanced science, algebra, formulas. You know, there's a lot that goes into this. You can't just come up with a name.
Ice Spray's Munchkin's drink.
What would that be?
You put the Munchkin in the Dunkin'.
I think I got replaced.
On a heartbreaking Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
So this is goodbye?
Tech's moving to a new conference.
So we're not rivals anymore? What about our history?
This realignment's bigger than us both, but here, I got you something to remember in the bag.
Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar?
0. Like the odds of you making the playoff. Gotta go.
I'll always hate you and your overrated school.
I'll hate yours too.
We're still gonna out-recruit you.
We have higher academic standards.
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
Oh, say, man, this coach done took over our office. And he's using it to send out medical bills. Good hand. Hospital bill for crime. Did you just say gap? He's talking about expenses health insurance doesn't cover. Good thing Coach Prime knows about. Say it one time. Because Aflac gets you money to help close that gap. Now, how do we get this goat out of here? Meet one of my new homies.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover. Is an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
Elephant would have been scarier.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What's the sandwich names?
Oh, they're just nods to my time in the Army.
Oh, but what's the Steven named after?
Steven is from Navy Federal Credit Union. They've been helping with my finances since I enlisted. You want another Steven?
Keep him coming, Hannah.
Okay.
Maybe someday I could get a sandwich named after me. No.
Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Disney's Haunted Mansion is your home for Halloween.
Yeah, let's do this.
Get ghosted again and again, only on Disney Plus. Disney's Haunted Mansion with PG-13, now streaming.
deserve both.
See ya, boys.
People don't always know how to ask for help, but I believe if we can help, we should help.
Okay, here we go. I got this. Good, Tim.
Keep her coming nice and easy. And we're going to finish this thing, all right? Me and you together.
Sometimes people need help asking for help. Righty, tighty. That's not coming off.
Hey, Tim. Yeah, pickle jar stuffing in.
Do you need help, Barry?
8 months of sacrifice. 8 months of freedom. This is what it's all about. Taking it on downtown. He is playing possessed. Heat it up. You have got to be kidding me what I just saw.
It is Christmas morning at the Cotton Bowl. And for all of us who appreciate and adore the best rivalries this sport has to offer, this is going to be special and powerful. The present that we all get to unwrap together in the next 4 hours means a lot, and it resonates. Sometimes it resonates forever. I'm Chris Fowler. Lisa and the guys are making their way inside the Cotton Bowl. Red River rivalry number 119. I know they say throw out the records, but when the records are perfect on both sides, you can't help but feel the extra juice, the extra weight of things here. The moments are so powerful and are created on this field every year that sometimes it just takes one word to paint a picture. You say Superman to Oklahoma fans, and they remember Roy Williams leaping over a lineman down there in that end zone, creating a pick six that clinched the game. If you say Shipley to a Texas fan, they recall the kickoff return 7 years after that in 2008 that sparked a big Longhorn comeback. For both these coaches, it's one of those moments they savor too. And Brett Venables of Oklahoma, this is your 15th Red River rivalry in the Oklahoma coaching center. That brings a smile to you, but the last couple of years you've had the responsibility for getting the whole team ready to play. You were saying half your roster hasn't experienced this before. How do you let them know what it's going to feel like?
Well, again, there's pressure in the moment, and I just say the pressure is a privilege. And so, again, to dominate this moment, the greatest opportunity in the world is found in today. Be present in this moment, embrace all of it, the chaos of game day. Doesn't get any better than this.
You guys are 5-0, can't be any better than that at this point. But you said you don't think you're playing like a championship caliber football team yet. You're taking steps. What steps today, Brett, do you need to see to put them in the right direction?
Well, it's everything. Handling the moment. Find a way to win, number one. That's our goal. Get 1-0 today. As you know, after today, half of our season will be finished. So the regular season will have a chance to be 6-0. We still have the back half of our season. So, this is about being present in the moment, improving, getting better. Texas is a really, really good football team. It's going to be a great, great challenge. But through it all, you need challenge to have change that you need. And we got to continue to grow. We're not anywhere close to what the vision is. But our players have they worked hard. They've incredibly invested. I love what we've done for the last 12 months with this group of guys since we were here last. A lot of growth, a lot of development, a lot of new faces. And to get something that they've never had, you got to be willing to do something that they've never done. And so these guys are willing to do that and pay the price today.
Appreciate your time. Enjoy the moments today.
Yeah, thanks, Bruce.
It's hard to rebuild an elite defense in a year. Oklahoma's defense has shown some promising signs by far.
Arizona State and Iowa State. Yeah, I agree with both of those. I think Iowa State could win in an upset. Iowa State plus 6.5. I would sprinkle the money line. TCU really, really, really bad. And Iowa State, despite the final score in last week's Oklahoma game, they put up a pretty good fight in the first half. Home field advantage, a bad TCU team. Iowa State money line is that's pretty decent. I would consider it.
It wasn't so, this is personal, this and that. It was more like, what do we need to do, coach? How do we need to do it? Let's practice it, and then let's go execute Saturday.
So many guys have to step up, but there's a big
Jesus.
focus on the quarterback position. Dylan Gabriel, for them, very experienced, but it's his first time playing in this game. When Ewers played last year, he was so quiet, so focused in our meeting.
KSU sold your 5-legger last night. Yeah, they sold my teaser too. I usually do a big teaser every single week, 3 or 4, or sometimes even 5 teams. I don't put it up on the channel. I just do it personally, and I had Kansas State in it. Unbelievable. They had every chance to come back and win that game. But nice opportunity to go against Oklahoma State. Let's look at that. Cuz Oklahoma State sucks. Oklahoma State is absolutely horrible. That was just literally the single worst performance I've ever seen from Kansas State. Okay, guys, here's an opportunity. Wow, here's a great... I gotta cut the volume for a minute. Guys, this is very, very important. Get a pen, get a piece of paper, pull up your notes on your phone. This is extremely important. Oklahoma State beat Kansas State last night. It was only because Kansas State played the worst I've ever seen. Horrible coaching, horrible decision-making, quarterback sucks, etc., etc., etc. Oklahoma State is not good. Kansas has UCF today. Maybe Bean plays, maybe not Daniels. If Bean plays, UCF might squeak out a win. Daniels might be back this week, and that's who plays each other. Kansas plays Oklahoma State on the 14th at 3:30. So you might have Oklahoma State coming off the big win. You might have Kansas coming off back-to-back losses, right? Didn't they lose prior to last week? They lost to Texas, yeah. So you would have Kansas coming off back-to-back losses. Maybe they have Daniels back under center, and they get Oklahoma State off an emotional win. That's a home run. I'll be dropping my life savings on Kansas in that spot if all those things align. Very important. Very important. Write that down. That's very important. I got to write that down. Yes.
All the Texas fans can watch me make it too. Okay, all right, let's do it. He just said you're a bunch of sorry asses. Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God.
From 33. Your knee will be there, Kirk. Ball will be over there. 3 steps back.
He's going to kick his hand.
Leaders right behind him. The pressure of the Cotton Bowl. $45,000. The kid wants to be a pilot. Sarkisian is watching. 15 yards away. A scholarship maybe on the line. Take your time, it's only TV. Kickoff has an actual hard time. Andrew from 33! No!
Was it short?
No! Andrew! The Texas fans are having a dream start to the
I think it was short.
River rivalry. That was the best ball we've seen yet. So close, dude.
Oh my God, a foot short.
Just a nice little reminder that kicking is not easy. That was the best ball I've seen. Much better than we expected. You thought that was in for sure.
Oh, for sure. I knew it was short, but it had the end over end look, which is good enough. So that's good enough for me. I don't think a lot of people can do that.
Do you think this is potentially going to bleed into the Oklahoma football team seeing you fail? Then they might do the same.
All right, guys, put the house on Texas. He missed the kick.
Texas. We're going to kill Texas.
Wow.
Respect to you, pal.
I'll tell you, Pat, I was so glad I promised 10,000 more if somebody made it on the Cotton Bowl field. Thank goodness. Oh, man. It's not the only big game in the state of Texas down at College Station. Alabama and Texas A&M, the only 2 teams in the SEC West without a conference loss. Game decided on the final play in each of the last 2 seasons. Now, the last time these 2 met at College Station.
This will be a good game, too. A lot of money on Alabama. God, I find it hard to believe Alabama's going to lose, but I think they're probably going to lose. I don't know.
October 9th, 2021, and I'm in College Station, Texas, at the Alabama-Texas A&M football game. I wasn't even planning on going to the game. My friends invited me to a tailgate for the Latino community from Texas A&M. I look to the ground, and I just see a pass, and it says VIP on it. It has the Texas A&M and the Alabama logo. The pass is actually just for a radio station tailgate. And I was like, let's see what I can do with this. I pulled up to the first gate. I just walked by and I just went, VIP, VIP. And the guy just went, okay, go ahead. I just walked straight through. And then I just thought to myself, I'm a VIP. Well, I'm not going to go to, nosebleed. I'm not going to go all the way up there. I'm going to try and get the best seats in the house. I'm an actor, so I was just thinking to myself, let's see if I can do a little improv. So I walked up to one of the ushers, and I just went, I'm a recruit. I'm lost. Oh, let me go ask. She's walking back with a man in the A&M polo. I was like, oh my gosh, like, this guy's been with the recruits the entire day. He comes up to me and he asked me, so you're a recruit?
Oh, let's have a good day, guys. Let's say a prayer. Please, everybody. Let's win our wagers today. Let's cash out, and let's continue to find success in this industry.
Literally 10 minutes ago, I was at a tailgate with my friends, drinking, having a good time. Now I'm in the third row at the A&M Alabama game.
It is up, and the fighting Texas Aggies take down the top-ranked Tide, 41-38.
Syracuse over North Carolina. I mean, they're coming off a pretty embarrassing loss to Clemson. North Carolina, I think, is still undefeated, right? So, is it in Carolina? Let me look it up. I'm currently in New York, so any games that involve a team from New York, I'm not allowed to bet on, and they don't show up on my my feed. So let me check this on the internet.
Awesome. It's how you respond to things that determines you. Coach Fisher gathered all the players around. He gave his post-game speech. A&M football uploaded a video of the whole thing, and you can just see me with my white cap.
Plus 10, I'd take it. I'd take 10 points. I don't know about an upset. Maybe an upset, but I would take the points with Syracuse. I would. UCLA is the next tier of possible. What do you mean by that, Andrew? What do you mean by that? UCLA is the next tier of possible. LSU, Missouri over. That could be it. See, here's the thing about that. That's all we've been hearing, right? LSU's defense is just horrible. Brady Cook has been on fire from Missouri. Their offense looks good. I feel like the whole world's thinking the over, right? Missouri's offense looks good. LSU's offense is great. LSU has a terrible defense. I think you could see an inspired effort from LSU's defense today. I think they're at least going to try. I mean, it looked like they didn't even try in the Ole Miss game. I probably would stay away from that. It's a road game. I think I'd stay away from that. I'd probably stay away from the game in general. That's just you just gotta wait and see. You gotta wait and see. But if you like the play, then go for it. Don't let me influence you negatively. If you think that over is a good play, there's plenty of things that do point to that. I don't like to try to jump on the train after it's left the station type of a thing. Like, how many weeks of just a horrible defensive effort are you going to get out of LSU? They have the talent. I just don't know why they don't play good. So, and that quarterback from Missouri, he's been good. I don't love him, and he might be due for a bad game. I'd probably stay away from the over. Okay, Andrew. Yep. You like it less than Iowa State and Arizona State. I completely agree. UCLA, there is some reverse line movement on that game, but Washington State, they're very good. It is a road game, but UCLA does not impress me. I personally did not bet that, so I don't have money on UCLA. Just based on line movement, it suggests UCLA is the right side, but yeah, it's just really hard to go against Washington State. We'll see what happens. Guys, drop a like on the live stream too. I'd appreciate it. More people will know I'm live right now. More of the fellow subs here on the channel. I could, you know, whatever. Scan the flow code to pick today's games. I'm about to do that. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, I got it. Guys, scan the thing on the screen right now. Let's pick these games. Oh, I gotta sign in to play. God damn it. Not doing that. We're almost to picks, guys. It's 11:18, so probably another 15-20 minutes we'll start getting into the picks. It's getting pretty exciting. We're getting close to kickoff. Yeah, that's smart. Washington on an alt spread. Wash State, yeah. Maybe they do go down today, but very, very, very hard to believe that it would be more than a one-possession game. Extremely hard to believe that. I think if they do lose, it'll be you know, probably 4 to 6 points, you know. It's going to be some weird game. 20, you know, 27-23 maybe. 4-point victory. Vegas makes all the money off the spread, and yeah. 7.5. I just find it extremely hard to believe that they're not going to keep it within a one-score game. That would shock me. That would shock me if they didn't.
First, you start with Ohio State. Since that Notre Dame game, did that bye come at the right time or the wrong time? I think Kyle McCord grew up being able to make plays late in that game.
I hate to agree with Herb Street, especially on an Ohio State game because he's an Ohio State ex-player. But I think he's right. I think Ohio State got significantly better. I think Maryland's the single most overrated team that's still undefeated. Man, the spread has dropped, though. It's down to 17.5. I don't know, guys. Maybe tease Ohio State down if you really want to touch that game. You know, find a couple other games to add Ohio State into and get that number down closer to just, you know, try to get it under 7 points if you can. I'm not touching that game, though. I have no money on Ohio State. I'm not touching that. They were losing to Charlotte badly at halftime. They were losing to Virginia for a while. The final scores of those Maryland games are not accurate. Maryland, I don't believe in Maryland. If you guys like Maryland today, that's fine, but I can't get behind Maryland.
by the news that Greg Brooks, one of their captains, was diagnosed with brain cancer. They started a fund, the Greg Brooks Victory Fund, through the Tiger Foundation to help raise money for his expenses. He had an impact at LSU and Arkansas and everybody around the SEC, including Eli Drinkwitz. Certainly
Huge game for Missouri. It's a big stage, though, man. Look at, okay, you guys want to prop bet Brady Cook to throw an interception today. He's gonna throw an interception today. Everyone talks about how bad the LSU defense is, how good that Cook's been, no interceptions, and what'd that say? 34. What did that say? I don't know what that said, but I think he's gonna throw an interception today. The whole world's so down on LSU's D for good reason, but I'm gonna see if that's available to take more wagers.
Yes, please. That'll be $23.
Your ad says it's free.
Let's see here, guy. Can we find? I don't think it's available. I don't think there's game specials. It's not under game specials. Dang. Yeah, I don't think it's available. But I do think Brady Cook will throw an interception today. They love to do that. ESPN, sports in general, announcers jinx type thing. Be a good game, this LSU Missouri game. You could probably, man, I don't know. I hate going against a team with the offensive firepower like LSU, but you could probably teaser Missouri up in the double digits. You know, maybe they lose the game, but I don't know. They should be able to score some. I feel like a lot of people are on Missouri, though. I just do not like betting on teams when the whole narrative and media is saying how bad they are. And that's kind of what we have with LSU here. Back against the wall. They got 2 losses, guys. I mean, they have to at least try today. Maybe they do lose today. Maybe they do get upset, but the effort, you would think, is going to be substantially higher than the last game. Andrew says, nice teaser with Washington State and Maryland. Yeah, a little bit of extra meat on the bone with Maryland. Even if Ohio State kind of gets right around where the number is, that extra little bit to get up into the 20s. I was able to catch Maryland at 24.5. Dang, man, you got Maryland at 24.5? When the heck was it 24.5? I thought it opened it at 20.5 and moved down to 19. Now it's at what, 17.5 currently? Did it open at 24.5? My God. It's moved a touchdown? You sure? Good for you, man. If you do have 24.5 on that ticket, that's a nice ticket, man. Solid. I would be sort of scared of Ohio State's offense today. I mean, Charlotte, Virginia, these horrible teams put up points pretty good on Maryland. Maryland has done extremely good this year in really, really hitting the gas pedal at the end of the game, and blowing the teams out, and the final scores look very dominant, right? If you looked at the Virginia final score or the Charlotte final score, it looked like Maryland did very well, but they struggled for at least a half of football, and I think Ohio State can put up, they're going to get into the 40s, I believe. I do think Ohio State's going to score pretty good today.
Outside the Cotton Bowl in the midst of the fair, and now we've moved inside Thanks to our good friends at Wheels Up and Delta Airlines. They make sure our celebrity guest kicker arrives each and every week. This week, it's a guy who won a couple of these games. Baker Mayfield, the former Oklahoma quarterback, will be our guest kicker. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, celebrating the challenge of road games everywhere. Are you ready for the road?
Oklahoma's going to cover. Oklahoma's going to cover. They might win this game. They might win this game. I think a big team is going to go down today, guys. I really do. I think a top 10 team will lose today. A top 10 team is going to lose today. Let's double check it. Let's see. Top 10 teams. Ohio State. Could they go down to Maryland? I don't think so. Washington State's 13. That doesn't really count for top 10. They might go down. Bama's 11. They might go down. Georgia, I don't think they're going to lose to Kentucky. Notre Dame at Louisville. I mean, Louisville's not that great, but it's still a road game. USC, they're not going to lose to Arizona. So in the top 15, upset alert for the top 15 teams. My top 3 for upset alert would be Alabama, Washington State, Texas. One of those 3 is going to fall today. Alabama, Texas, Washington State. One of those 3 is going down today. For certain. Maybe all 3. Maybe all 3. I wonder what that's like in a parlay. Money line, all those upsets. Oklahoma on the money line. Washington or UCLA on the money line. Well, UCLA is a favorite. A&M on the money line. $100 would win $750. Interesting.
Ever since you cut your butt off, like you came back looking like Tom Brady.
I've been told I just look like a financial baker now.
Oh my God, man. Yeah, you definitely, I agree. That's definitely a mistake. But good for you. Glad you got that number. That's awesome. I hope you hit it hard. That's a great spot to be in.
For Texas quarterback Quinn Ewers, it's not just the new look. It's a whole new outlook.
Ewers scrambles left. He's got running room. Quinn to the 20, 15, 10-5. Touchdown, Texas.
That's a new me. Going strictly business. I think it really set the tone on, how we wanted to treat this year.
11:30, guys. Very close to picks. We're within about 10 minutes or so. Let's go. Oh, I'm tired. Didn't sleep well last night. That Kansas State game really pissed me off. I lost my teaser. It's really frustrating. Really frustrating. Put 900 on it.
Which was a tough decision. Learned a lot up there in Ohio, but ultimately it just wasn't the right fit for me.
Having trails to Ohio State for Quinn Ewers, the former 5-star quarterback recruit, is transferring back home to Texas.
Ewers was named the Longhorn starter before the 2022 season. But week 2, in a loss to Alabama, he was injured.
I remember that play. I watched that whole game.
Last year, had some adversity, and I really struggled with self-doubt. Ultimately, I've learned to enjoy hardships because I'm like, hey, I'm going to learn something about myself. I'm super excited where I'm at right now and where this team's at.
Where they're at is in the college football playoff conversation.
Touchdown, Texas!
Behind a quarterback who's made the most progress by embracing the process.
He's kind of cleaned up a lot of what he is physically. Definitely changed his eating habits, committed himself to the weight room, and he came here a year ago. He was new, trying to find his niche. I think today the biggest change is he's got a lot of confidence in himself. He's very comfortable being one of the leaders on this team.
He's become more vocal. Some people get a little shy when they lead and stuff like that. He has no shame.
Ohio State team total 36.5.
Those new skills were on display early this season. When Texas faced Alabama,
That's
this time traveling to Tuscaloosa.
That's interesting in terms of the spread, too, if you think about it. So their team total set at 36.5.
with a statement win.
Is Maryland going to be able to score at least 20? You know? I don't know. I feel like they're not. I feel like they're not going to. I feel like the lines come down too much, guys. I like 19.5, but if it goes down to 17 even or 16.5, I think Ohio State's a play. Or they'll get upset. I don't know. I don't feel great about that game. That's why I didn't put any money on it.
The fact that he said, hey, this was one win. It was a good win for us, but we've got more work to do. I think just continually shows the maturity that he has.
I think for sure I would definitely have needed to go through what I've been through because I think I have a lot more respect for the opportunity than I did a year or two ago. I don't think I would have been as motivated. I've got my love for the game back.
And that can make a big difference, guys. I watched Quinn Ewers during pregame warm-ups. He walked the entire Texas side of this field. He touched each of the pylons in the corner of the end zone. It was almost as though he was reminding himself that it doesn't matter if you're playing in the Cotton Bowl or you're playing back home in Austin or somewhere else on the road. The football field doesn't change. His dad told me it has been a lifelong dream of his to not only play quarterback, but to play quarterback for Texas. And guys, you're going to see him probably running a lot more this season. The numbers are already there. He's found the end zone with his feet 5 times this season, just once last year. Reese?
He's had some long runs, Jen, that we haven't seen in recent years. Really, the only thing that hasn't gone perfectly for him is the deep ball. He's in just 1 of 13, but everything else has been so good, Kirk, with this Texas offense.
I just feel like when we saw him at week 2, because of that stage, and he hit some big plays downfield, the attention is on yours, and the attention is on the pass game. This has become, since the Bama game, a complete offense. I think Sark has an identity. He's got the quarterback, he's got a veteran offensive line, and now you got Mitchell to help out Worthy, and you got
I'm gonna go get some water. I'll be back in 2 minutes for the picks.
This is what I think is a counter boot going back to Brooks. Nobody decides to block. He's got a convoy. Nobody wants to block anybody, including Warner. He missed 2 guys, and Brooks still gets positive yards, and this is what Reed's talked about. This is a bit of an X factor. You really haven't thought about this aspect of his game, but with the weight down on 3rd down, if you play man-to-man, you better spy him. You better be careful. He's got sneaky speed and the ability to pick up first downs. Jonathan Brooks, like I told you, lost his dad. He's got a tattoo on his right forearm to remind him he plays with a purpose. He plays for his father. That's number 24, and we just talked all about Quinn Ewers and what he means to this team and the maturity, Reese, that he's playing with this year. I think Worthy's gone to a different level because of the Agnai Mitchell coming over. It's freed him to be able to make plays. And big number 5, look out for him today.
Yeah, he's a player. You got 2 weapons on both sides. Pick your poison. Which one you gonna double, right? But you look at the offense for Oklahoma, right? Number 3 in the country in scoring offense, averaging 47 points a game. Dylan Gabriel didn't play in this game a year ago. I talked to Levy, the offensive coordinator. He said, Desmond, we're going to attack. We're a tempo offense, and we're going to do what we do. Let me show you what the Longhorns defense is going to have to deal with this afternoon. When I said tempo, look at this play right here. So they had the ball. Look at the clock. Okay, when the ball is completed to Anthony, the clock is at 10 minutes, right? Within 10 seconds, they're going to hurry up against Cincinnati's defense and run another play, which is going to cause them to have a problem trying to get a guy off the field. That's a penalty. But then, on top of that, guys, they get a choke play, and they put a lot of pressure on you. Levy says we're an attack mindset. That's our offense. And then you know they're going to go play action. Look at the hang defender right there on the logo. He bites for the fake.
Yeah, I agree, Andrew. I want the name of that book too.
Southpaw is incredible this year. 15 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. I tell you what, Pat, this guy's playing at an all-time high right now. Didn't play last year, so you know he's excited for this game.
Yeah, he's been slinging it with that pace you're talking about spot the ball, and let's get to the next one. Look for that to wear down teams as the game goes on. But the big deal is you got to stay on schedule. If you go fast and you don't get a first down, then your defense is back on the field. It's a real give and take whenever you're running against the clock like that. And with what Texas has on that defensive front, I'll be excited to see how Dylan Gabriel handles the pressure right in his face, because the interior of the Oklahoma offensive line has had some question marks thus far. Tackles are good, NFL guys. The guards and center are a little questionable, and that's a Texas strength on the defensive line. So how does Dylan handle it? We'll see.
All right, they're gonna have Baker on here in a minute. It's almost 11:40, is it? Yeah, 11:38. 4 or 5 minutes here. They're gonna start doing picks. Place filled up fast. It was empty like 15 minutes ago.
Defense has been good. They also have 10 picks. So ball hawks in the back end if they can slow down Ewert. Super dog time. And I mean, my goodness.
What's going on?
This thing 48. What's more than a win?
Got another win. 68. Are you serious? Zero for me. I'll tell you what. Steve was down 35-7 in the third quarter. Got an outright win with Baylor.
Did he really?
Yeah, 35-7.
The number 2.
Lee Corso, who's your super dog this week?
Arizona State plus 4.5 versus Colorado. Colorado played a great game.
Well, good pick, but they're plus 3.5 actually. Arizona State's gonna win this game. Maybe consider LSU guys. Someone who just can't win an underdog pick just took Missouri. Oh my God. I like this one. That's a good pick. It's a good pick. That's a good pick. Oh wow, Stanford Steve took Iowa State. Awesome pick there. I like Arizona State and I like Iowa State out of those 6. Their lines are kind of suspect though. Like they gave Howard 19.5. That spread 17.5 now. They gave Lee Corso 4.5. That's down to 3.5. Those are big differences. Yeah, I think this Colorado game is going to be very interesting. I think it'll be very close. Yeah, I completely agree with LSU. I can't look. I've already said this a couple of times. I'll say it again right now with this LSU Missouri game. Okay, look, the whole media, the whole narrative in sports media and the overall kind of consensus on social media platforms is like LSU sucks. Brian Kelly's terrible. Their defense is Swiss cheese, and they just have a good offense and that's it. I think Ole Miss is very good. I think Ole Miss is a good team. The defensive effort in that game was obviously poor, but I think at the same time, I think people are undervaluing LSU, even though they have 2 losses, and I think the undefeated Missouri team is overvalued. Everyone's like, well, they knocked off Kansas State at home. Like they can beat ranked teams when they come in here at home. They won on a last-second field goal. Will Howard for Kansas State in that game got injured. I think it was early second half, and he couldn't even move. I mean, he was totally useless for the later portion of that game. In fact, I think their backup even took quite a few snaps in that game. So, I mean, it wasn't a full-strength Kansas State team. We saw Kansas State last night lose to Oklahoma State. Kansas State's not even good. They're overrated, so I don't think the Missouri win over them is that impressive. And this quarterback for Missouri, I think, has played above his skill level. He's been really good up to this point in the season. I think he's due for some regression. I think this LSU defense, they probably had a pretty rough week of practice. I think the coaching staff probably got on them pretty hard. All they hear is how bad they are. The talent's there. I mean, the recruits are there. The kids on the team that are out there on the field, they have the talent. Can they actually put it together? I think so. I think this is kind of a good spot. I wouldn't be it would not shock me if you get a pretty impressive defensive performance today from LSU. I could see LSU winning this game 34 to 24. Win by 10, 34-23, something like that, win by 10 or 11. I'd probably go with 34-23 would be my score prediction. I think LSU takes care of business. They have to. They have 2 losses. A third loss eliminates you from everything.
Break time equals order time. Order in now so you never miss a minute of the game. Both teams gathering just outside the end zone behind us, making sure that they don't get intertwined in the tunnel. They're holding Texas back as the Sooners go in first.
Wow, LSU's up to 6.5 now. Okay. Well, there you go. I just think that's a pretty doable number, guys. Under a touchdown. All they've been hearing is negative things. It would not surprise me to see LSU cover this spread. It would not shock me. What do you guys think of Notre Dame today? I know a lot of people think Notre Dame's going to go down. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. Drake May's a stud. I think he's going to put on a clinic today with his best guy back.
The off week, help North Carolina, man. Always North Carolina tries to buy a touchdown.
I can't be that guy for us today. I would not be shocked, though, if Garrett Schrader dances around and does make plays to keep Syracuse in this game, but too much Drake May. I got Carolina.
Carolina Blue and former Texas coach Matt Brown.
Yeah, Notre Dame, it is kind of trappy. But what side is it trappy? I feel like the trappy side is Louisville, right?
Man, I tell you what, Louisville's defense, they stepped up big against North Carolina State in the second half, but I do think that Notre Dame was just too big up front. They're going to control the line of scrimmage. I'm going fighting.
Is Louisville the single most overrated undefeated team in college football? Yes, exactly, Andrew. Notre Dame, they've been through 2 college game days. They played at NC State, at Duke. Ohio State was home, but like I said, college game day, lights, cameras in action, big stage. I think they're tested. I think they're well tested.
Week in a row, Notre Dame's been on a roller coaster. Do not be shocked if Brom has these guys with Plummer hanging around in this game, but Notre Dame in the trenches, I think, is the difference. Okay, so that game's at
Louisville has overachieved. They absolutely have. They should have lost to NC State.
old team, Purdue, seemingly finding itself in its first year under Ryan Walters, a former Illinois defensive coordinator.
And Georgia Tech, too.
Iowa, though, Kate McNamara out for the season. Hawkeyes still a 2.5-point favorite.
Who is betting this game? Purdue and Iowa? Who would bet this? Give me the over. Give me an over. Home games for Iowa usually are slam dunk for unders. Give me an over. I think they're actually going to score on Purdue. I think you could get over 38.5. 23-20. 23-17. Something like that. Andrew, another good point. Notre Dame, they have a shot at the playoff. They lost once. With their schedule, they cannot lose twice. It's a must win. You have to win. I like the over in this game. I really do. 12-7 written all over it. That's what everyone thinks, though. That's what Iowa is 9 times out of 10. I think you finally see some offense here. I think Iowa gets about 20, and I think Purdue is going to get close. I'd go over 38.5. I'd go over. Notre Dame money line with LSU. I gave that out in my official picks this week. That is one of my official picks. I gave out Notre Dame LSU money line parlay. So yes, I agree with you. I put that out as a play on Thursday.
Test for Maryland to find out what Maryland is, and I appreciate that. But for me, to echo Kirk's sentiments from earlier, I didn't like the bye week coming after that fourth quarter drive for Kyle McCord.
You mean the Knowles? What do you mean notes? I assume you mean the Knowles. Or you mean Notre Dame? Gotcha. Notre Dame, LSU, and Ole Miss. I think Arkansas is going to give Ole Miss some trouble today. You should be okay. I think Ole Miss will be close. I think the Ole Miss game will be very close. Wish you the best on that one, man.
Here's the thing about this game is Kyle McCord. They can relate to this better than anybody. You have a game where you grow up. It just felt like that was the game for Kyle McCord. He's got to be careful. Maryland creates turnovers. They give up yards, but they lead the Big Ten with 12 turnovers or plus 9 turnover margin on the year. That can keep them in the game. But McCord, Harrison, Abuka, and Ryan Williams, I think that's a big game for Ohio State.
What's going on here? What's everybody doing right now?
We got our fight song going on, man.
We go against tradition. I thought it was we the worst thing in the day.
Again, no Travion Henderson for Ohio State in that game. Washington State and UCLA
Okay. No Henderson for Ohio State. Maybe that's why that line keeps dropping. That's right, Andrew. Arkansas plus 11.5 was an official play. Yep. I'm taking the points with Arkansas in that game. Yeah, very hard to believe they'd get upset at home. Very hard to believe. But it's very hard to believe Kansas State was going to lose to Oklahoma State. You never know. If this whole entire panel chooses Washington State, then UCLA is an absolute lock. Maybe not to cover, but on the money line. UCLA money line, guys. Lee Corso saved the day. I still like him. The spread is really weird, though. Try to find maybe one more game to parlay the money lines. UCLA money line and one other money line. Look at that. Fan vote, 91% on Colorado. I think Arizona State's going to win this game. Seems like the total's low. 58.5. 58.5. Wow. Yeah, I agree with Pat. Man, 58.5. Why is that total 58.5? Not even 30 apiece? Wow. Lee Corso, man, he's going against the grain today, and I like his pick so far. He's on it. Exactly. Good take by Desmond there. I agree with that. Interesting. Outduels Daniels. Oh, Kirk. God. You have 1 unit left in your account. Can you... A last-minute suggestion. You know what? Here's my suggestion. You don't always have to empty your account. I think you have good picks so far. Keep your unit. You might see a live betting opportunity today. Maybe a team you really like doesn't get off to a good start, and you can take them at a much better number. Hold on to that unit and make a live wager at some point today. They're all going to pick Georgia. You know what that means? Kentucky's winning. Nah, I'm just kidding. I think Georgia's going to cover the 14. Best 12 o'clock money liner total. I don't know. The 12 o'clock games they're not that attractive. I like the other games a little bit better. Yeah, Andrew, keep that unit, man. Circle 3 or 4 games throughout the day that you think you want to bet on, and just let the game go a little bit. You know, you might like maybe you like Arizona State later, and Colorado gets off to a great start. Colorado goes up 14-0, and then you can get Arizona State live plus 10 at home. That's a great spot for your unit, something like that. Like 90% of the money's on Bama in this game. Underdog at home with a low total, it's usually a pretty good spot. I agree. I'd probably, man, this is a tough one. I'd probably go A&M here. It's going to be hard to beat Alabama. It's going to be hard. A lot of money's on them. Low total in the game if it's close. Man, this one's tough, guys. This one's really tough. Oh, we're losing the stream. Jesus, what the fuck? That's annoying. Let's see if we can get in just a couple more picks here. Try this one maybe.
Over the years, a lot has changed.
Of course, we got ads. They always do this, ESPN. All the streams of ESPN on here. I wish Stream East would do College Game Day lives. Fucking YouTube ads, man. I wouldn't touch the Kansas game. Kansas is pretty good even with their backup. Bean is a good backup. Bean is good for Kansas, but I can't do it. It's a really hard game, man. I don't know. I really don't know. Are they not picking this game? They're kind of behind schedule here. I think if the whole entire, Baker obviously is not going to pick Texas. If the whole entire panel besides Baker picks Texas, I think Oklahoma may be a little bit more attractive. Yeah, UCF needs the win. Kansas is tough at home, man. Lawrence has become pretty good home field advantage. That's just a game with the quarterback situation. I just couldn't get involved. How is UCF even favored over Kansas? Because no Daniels for Kansas. Probably going to be a backup quarterback. Bean's pretty good, but he's nowhere near Daniels. Nowhere near. I think UCF probably gets a close win. Very hard to say. I really don't know. Kansas surprisingly has a pretty good running game. Give me Oklahoma. Give me OU in the points. Yeah, Bean's a very solid backup. I agree. Yeah, they lost that lead, but Blake, not Blake Shapen. Yeah, Blake Shapen, right, was back for Baylor. Baylor's better than people think. They just haven't had their go-to quarterback. I think Baylor's solid. It was an away game. Things happen. You lose momentum. I think they could rebound. I'd probably lean UCF. Wow, the Oklahoma is down to 3.5. Man, it keeps dropping. 6.5, 5.5, 4.5. Now 3.5. Give me Oklahoma. No, I don't think you'll get better odds. I think if Texas gets out to a good start, I wouldn't touch Oklahoma live. I think if they don't get off to a good start, it could get ugly. I'd either take Oklahoma and just let it ride now, or I probably wouldn't touch it. If Oklahoma goes up and you can get plus 3.5, plus 4.5 on Texas, I'd consider taking some points with Texas. Maybe you guys can get both sides. You could try to take Oklahoma now. If they get off to a good start, you can grab the other side. Then you're guaranteed to at least break even. Maybe hit both your wagers. All right, guys. Let's have a day. Wow. This game's going to be hype. It's going to be hype. If you're just coming through the stream now, check out all my official plays. The videos are right on YouTube. There's an NFL one out tomorrow, so we got NFL tomorrow. If you guys don't have a great day today, I feel better about NFL this weekend than I do college. And we're sitting at 21-12 on college. So I think we have a big day in NFL tomorrow. Really do. And, yeah, I really suggest checking that video out. Let's see here. Do we take one last look? Do we take one last look at the slate? Let's take one final look. All right, final look before I get off stream. Run through the slate. Let's do it. Let's see. What do we got? What's sticking out here? Wow, yeah, that Oklahoma line is down to 3.5. That is unbelievable. That is dropping crazy. That's a lot of line movement, and the money's on Texas. That is heavy reverse line movement. The books have got to know. The bookmakers are, they have got to be sharp with this play. They're giving out a huge amount of money if they're not right with that line movement. The money just keeps pouring in on Texas. That line just keeps dropping. I would definitely suggest taking the points with Oklahoma. Maybe even taking the money line for a little bit. What else we got here? What else is moving? Washington State, UCLA. That's just probably going to be stagnant at that 3.5 number. Maybe enough money comes in on Washington State to get it down to an even 3 by game time. Virginia Tech, Florida State. That's kind of a weird game. Florida State doesn't really have a big opponent coming up on their schedule. It's not a sandwich spot. It's not a look-ahead spot. They're coming off of some rest. They didn't look good against Boston College. You figure you'd get a pretty good effort out of Florida State today. Virginia Tech's horrible, 23.5. I just wish the line kind of kept creeping up. It's just kind of been stagnant. Maybe a backdoor cover, but I think Florida State probably gets that done. Bama A&M, it's just like flip a coin. Purdue, Iowa, no idea. What else on here? Anything moving? Kansas is still plus 1.5. It's not moving past that. Arizona State is still plus 3.5. That's not coming down anymore. 90% of everything is on Colorado right now, though. Kentucky, Georgia is still sitting at 14.5. I think that's a huge trap. I think a lot of people, just because the hook is on the upside of 14, I think a lot of people are going to be taking the points just because you get 14.5, and that seems really attractive. I think Georgia probably covers the 14.5. Notre Dame, Louisville, who knows? Spread's weird. Hasn't moved at all. It's been 6.5 the whole time I've seen it. Most of the money's on Notre Dame, so they don't want to push that thing above a touchdown. That probably means it's a close game. Maybe you do get an upset there. I find it unlikely, but you never know in college football. Ole Miss spread still 11.5. Michigan, Minnesota, I have no idea. I haven't watched any of Michigan's football this year. I'm going to have to get up to speed with them. I'm not really dialed in with the Big Ten other than Purdue. Or not Purdue, Penn State. I want to see Colorado lose again. Yeah. I mean, I'm not a hater, but I think they're going to go down, man. I really do. TCU, Iowa State, not sure. Baylor, Texas Tech, very interesting game. You can get plus money with Baylor at home. A lot of the money's on Texas Tech. I'd probably recommend Baylor on the money line at home. I think they're going to take down Texas Tech. Texas Tech is not a good football team. Very bad discipline, very bad ability to keep their morale up, right? I don't know. Don't love them. Fresno State, Wyoming, maybe an upset, but I just can't. I can't go against Fresno in that spot. I'm staying away from that. Iowa State, I think Iowa State can take down TCU at home. I'd grab the 6.5 points, though, to be a little bit on the safe side there. Oregon State, Cal, no idea. That line has come down, though. I think it was 9.5. Now it's 7.5. A lot of money on Oregon State. I think Cal covers. I think Cal covers against Oregon State. Oregon State probably wins. Cal probably covers. And last game of the night, Arizona, USC. Absolutely no idea. Probably go over, right? Arizona and USC. The numbers, is it 70s? Is it in the 70s? 69.5. I don't know. Maybe over in that Arizona USC game. So good luck, everybody. And again, check out my NFL official plays video if you're interested